Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is Carlos King, executive producer extraordinaire, is slamming Robyn Dixon, and he's also spilling some piping hot tea. He is alleging, that Robyn, Gizelle, and Ashley got together to fake the Chris Bassett rumors. I believe it. I'm here for it. And I had the clip of what Carlos said, and I will play that. But before we dive in, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community, and check out our description box down below. So with that, let's dive right on in. Gloria Martinez, girl, I am with you. She says, I am so sick and tired of Robyn. Get rid of her. I concur, and so does Carlos King. Now, this is according to Reality Tea. It says Carlos King slams Robyn Dixon after she admits Juan Dixon cheated on her. Says she would be fired if it were his show. Woo, child. The Bravo streets are talking about Robyn Dixon and Juan Dixon, and not in a good way. After Robyn's messy and shocking confirmation that Juan stepped out on her once again. Also, side note, I still don't think it's cheating because I don't think they're in a real relationship. I'm going to say that every single time. But it is cheating in the sense of they have this fake front relationship and they're trying to keep up the lie. Okay? She's already admitted to being a liar and they're just trying to keep up the lie. So this sent fans and the media into a frenzy. What I will say is yes, Juan was an idiot and communicated with this woman on Instagram. Robyn said to Gizelle Bryant on their podcast, Reasonably Shady. Robyn explained, because he's bored, he needs attention, it's a pandemic, blah, 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 whatever. Listen, another side note, Robyn and Gizelle's flat, laissez-faire, no energy, no anything, the way they explained the situation was also very irritating and also very telling. Like, they really thought they were doing something with this fake and phony lie. Again, dumb criminals. They didn't realize by going on the podcast and saying what they were saying was really going to put the nail in their own coffin. But let's keep going. So in other words, Karen Huger was right about Juan circling the Georgetown block with some blonde chick that allegedly looks like her. Instead of owning it at the moment, the Real Housewives are called, Real Housewives are called to do, Robyn lied. What makes this even worse is that Robyn decided to record a podcast episode and drop a few nuggets. Then she proceeded to tell her listeners to subscribe to her Patreon channel, where she would reveal the rest of the story in full. What? Robyn girl, get real, please. This is upsetting my homegirls and me because we feel like if one would knowingly lie and gaslight their co-star, even when they know that what's being said is true, how can we trust anything you say again or anything you've said before? And I'm not the only one with this feeling. Carlos King, aka the king of reality TV, shared some thoughts as well, and prepare yourselves, okay? Because he lit the Real Housewives of Potomac up. So he says, and we're going to read it and then I'll let you guys listen to it because I have a clip of it. It's very disappointing to learn that we spent this entire half season with these made-up storylines about Chris Bassett, he said on YouTube. You got on a podcast and spilled tea about Juan cheating on you. Y'all dealt with it. He was being an idiot, and it took a minute to get through it. And maybe that had to do with the wedding not happening. What are you talking about, Willis? You mean to tell me you spent months filming a reality TV show where you were exposing everyone's alleged reality instead of spilling your own tea, he continued. Carlos added he believes the rhop OGs are a big disappointment because they've stopped being authentic. And I agree. They've completely stopped being authentic. And it's actually really sad because I think Potomac at one point was a really good show. And it still could be, but they got to clean up this mess and they got to clean house. I will also say, side note, Karen Huger on her YouTube channel was saying how Season 7, is kind of Robyn being exposed. And then season 8 will be Robyn, really coming to the carpet, being held accountable, answering for the lies. I personally don't even want that. I don't need Robyn to come back in season 8 to tell me anything, to explain herself, to be held to the carpet. Robyn can just go. The resolution I would have is if Robyn was just fired. I don't need Robyn to talk. I don't need Robyn to explain herself. We get it. Gizelle, I wouldn't mind if Gizelle was demoted. Same with Ashley. And we're going to get into it, okay? Potomac, your season sucks, and now I know why, he said. After this move, a lot of viewers and fans have questioned if Robyn would return for an 8th season. As Carlos explained in his video, if it were up to him, there'd be no more Robyn and Juan on Real Housewives. Forget being on pause, you would be in the unemployment line. Handed a pink slip, he said. And I don't blame him. Sorry. Actually, as much as I love Robyn, I agree with him. Robyn, you've ruined the genuineness of this show. And if Andy Cohen and Bravo are reading, which I know they are, listen to the fans and give Green-Eyed Bandit number 2 the boot. I agree 100%. Now let's hear it from Carlos's mouth, okay? Let's listen to what he had to say, and then we'll get into it. I'm going to pull it up, so bear with me.
On this podcast today, because I am pissed. Robyn admitting that she hid her story from the world on the show that pays you is a slap in the face to everyone involved, including the audience. And the fact that you have the audacity to go on your podcast to reveal this. We spent this entire half-assed season with these made-up storylines about Chris Bassett. And yes, I'm going to say made up because I allegedly was told that a few of the housewives had a meeting before filming about what the storyline was going to be, and that this Chris Bassett stuff was part of that conversation. I've always said there was something off about this season, and now I know what it is. None of y'all are living your real lives. Your admission, Robyn, has proven the fact that Potomac is nothing but a show about women exposing each other and throwing each other under the bus. It's not about real friendships, real relationships, or your real life. It's not about that anymore. I feel like the only persons who really want to give their real lives and really are looking for a connection with the cast is Candace, Wendy, Child, even Mia. I'm going to keep it all the way real on this podcast today because I am...
Yep. So that was Carlos King himself talking about it, spilling the tea. Now, I think he personally told no lies. I think he told no lies because it's one thing to, like, if we were to give Robyn all the way the benefit of the doubt, which I'm personally not. I'm tired of her. I think she's funky. I think she's stale. I think she's dry as hell. But if we were going to give her all the way the benefit of the doubt, like maybe you just weren't prepared to talk about this, you're still dealing with the fact that your relationship is fake and not real. Now he's out here with other women. Sure, let's give you all the way the benefit of the doubt. The problem is, like Carlos said, and I believe him, Ashley, Robyn, and Gizelle got together knowing that Robyn had this lie going on and decided to lie on Chris Bassett in order to distract. And that's why Robyn came to his defense, because she probably felt guilty knowing that they all got together to distract from her truth. Now it makes sense. It also might have looked a little weird if all three of them were going after him at the same time. I know that they've ganged up on people like that in the past, and they've gotten a lot of slack for it. So even Robyn defending Chris could have been part of the plan. That could have been part of the plan. Since it was all made up, it was all contrived. That's what really gets me. I get it, Robyn. You're embarrassed. You're not strong enough to tell your truth. Whatever. You've been lying for the last 7 seasons. You thought you could get away with lying again. Because I don't think Juan and Robyn have ever been together for the entirety of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I think it's been a lie from day one. I think they've been living together and co-parenting, but I've never believed that they were actually in a real romantic relationship again. I think that's just been a bold-faced lie the entire time. So, but to go out there and make up a lie against this man is so sick. And I think Gizelle has to be fired too, because Gizelle was the one who was spearheading the lie and said it happened to her. I think she needs to be fired too. I think Robyn needs to be fired because she was lying about her life and not being honest, and then trying to charge people on Patreon to continue the lie. And I think Gizelle needs to be fired because what they said about Chris could have really destroyed him. Imagine if her lie caught on. He could have been fired. He could have been blacklisted. He's a father. He could have had issues with the custody of his children. He could have been investigated by the police. It's some really dark stuff that they did. I agree with Carlos. I think that they should be fired. I think Robyn should be fired. I think Gizelle should be fired. I think Ashley should be demoted, if not fired as well. I just don't think they're going to fire all 3. But I want to know what you guys think. Stick around, my candy canes. I'm going to take some of your candy cane questions and comments. But I want to know what you guys think. You know, do you agree with me and Carlos that enough is enough? Sorry. They've lied one too many times. One too many times. They went after Monique and Chris. They went after Wendy and Eddie. They went after Candace and her Chris. They went after Karen and Ray. They went after poor Katie. They bullied Katie. Don't forget about that. They bullied the hell out of Katie. So, is it time for them to go? Is this finally a fireable offense? Put it down. I want to know what you guys think, okay? I want to know what you guys think. And stick around, my candy canes. I'm going to take your candy cane questions and comments, okay? So put them down below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. And also check out our description box down below. Join our newsletter. It's free. Get a free self-love guide. Check out all of our podcasts, movies, books, and courses. So with that, let's take some of your candy cane questions